Hi again, my friend. This is Alexander from Sky Tech. Right now, we viewed the two videos shared by you, and we confidently rule that the power supply is not sufficient, is not powerful enough to run this pump. Yeah, and that's what it looks like, especially displayed in the video 2 shared by you. Yeah. In brief, we see that when the power supply is insufficient, is less powerful than needed, then the power supply will have to accumulate the power and then give the output for once. Then, okay, it cannot offer the continuous sufficient power to drive the pump. So what we see is that the pump will run for a little while and then stop for a while, quite a long time, and then just work for a tiny while. Yeah. In this video, I will also do the identical parallel test. Namely, I will use two power supply. One is the machine power supply, which was displayed in my video 1, 12 volts, 5 amps, and this is an obviously less than powerful power supply with also output of 12 volts, but it cannot offer sufficient power to drive the pump. Okay, I have already plugged the power adapter to the socket, and then we will connect the power supply with our pump. Let's check its performance. Right? It's the equivalent scenario that we see in your video 2. In this context, the power supply cannot be used. We should change it to some more powerful power supply. And in this video, I will again use the initial compatible power supply with output of 12 volts, 5 amps. Yeah. Sometimes we will also need to be obliged to pay attention to the real output. Yeah, real output. Sometimes if the indicator is running, is labeled, is marked in not so accurate status. Sometimes if the power supply is less powerful than it and the label is marked like it, then the power supply is still not so useful. Okay, we will run the pump again. This is the normal running of the pump. Continuous, smooth, and relatively powerful. And if we place the pump outside, the dry run protection will also be triggered. This is the dry run protection. Yeah. And actually in your video, the dry run is not triggered. Actually, the normal run is not triggered. Yeah. Wait for a while and the pump will run. So it will be important to change a matching AC-DC power adapter or some other DC power supplies like the DC battery. For example, 12 volts car battery, yeah, can be used to try this pump to see its performance.